Oh, that says you're live. Cool. Dun, 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 dun,
Bam.
dun, 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 dun.
We are live. Welcome to A Natural State of Mind, a disc golf podcast. Live here in Dan Harp's garage, the studio.
Studio Dan.
Studio Dan. I like that. Yeah. You got myself, Chris Wyman. We got Chris Wolford. We've got Michael May. And we've got Jumpman JMO, Jesse Moore. So what's up, Jesse?
What's up?
Glad you made it. He just came in. So
Jesse, what have you been doing to play? Did you play Ultimate today?
I did not go play Ultimate today. No, I crapped out of that one. Changed my mind last minute. So
So you showed up a day early for my mini, and you didn't come out this morning.
yeah, it did not come out this
Awesome.
morning.
I was telling everybody you were playing.
Well, don't get their hopes up, man. Everybody wants me, but they can't have me.
oh man, yeah. What a problem.
Such a problem.
Mike, what's up, man? How are you?
Good. Trying to get this audio sounding nice and crisp, baby.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it sounds
Bye,
good.
bye,
Let's see what we
baby.
got on.
So hopefully,
We got-
if you do,
David, it's about damn time.
so let us know how it sounds,
Yeah,
Dave.
it sounds terrible. Let us
Yeah,
know.
Yeah, David, how's it sound?
You guys are our guinea pigs. I can't watch this video. If it's a few seconds behind. Anyway, so thanks for everyone joining us. Thanks for guys coming over here. We're trying to work out something. Um, this way Dan can watch Sunday Night Football, like he said he wanted to last week, but we were in his living room.
Ah,
There's Dan right there. So we may have another joining us,
Alright.
but that's awesome.
Yep, this is
Anybody
how
else
it's
can
gonna
come
be.
join us.
David says it sounds great. Thank you,
Thanks,
David.
Dave.
Nice.
Thanks for watching us. Thanks for your CTPs today.
That was pretty cool. I'm kind of sad I didn't win any of those.
Which one would you have taken? I know you like Discraft.
The Onyx.
Okay.
This is the only one.
I like
have
that
in my bag.
putter stamp. I thought that was cool. It's kind of rusty looking.
The Roach.
Yeah, it was all right. It didn't felt all right, but whatever. It's on a P2. So, anyways.
How you were putting today? I don't want to hear nothing, buddy.
Wow, man. I've been the last couple of rounds I've played in the daytime. I can tell I haven't played in a long time, man. So that's fine.
Yeah, it's about how I played today. Horrible.
Yeah, you barely beat me. That's sad.
Yeah. Shot even. Man, we got a lot to talk about. There's been a lot going on. We didn't do one last week. This is, it's going to be, we're going to try to continue doing live. This is our first one, so bear with us. So far, so good, I guess,
Hopefully.
as far as sound goes. But, yeah, so we talked about the mini this morning, Wolf.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Burns is back open.
Yeah.
Everyone's been excited about that. We
Whoop,
finally
whoop.
got the official news. It was fun to play out there. It does look like I would suspect Chernobyl or something look like. It just looks like a wasteland kind of sort of thing. But you realize real fast that the front nine of Burns didn't take up of red didn't take up that much room.
No, hardly anything.
So, so we got that. Was excited to run a mini out there. I've looked up. I'm a big fan of Phoenix rising from the ashes, kind of metaphor, and I looked up that there are blue phoenixes, and they're the most powerful phoenixes
What makes them the most powerful?
because blue is hotter than red
Ah.
in the fire
Oh,
realm
okay.
world.
Makes sense.
That's true.
So that's
Science, man.
Science. And if Jesse says it's true, I gotta think that it's true because he just
Fact
doesn't.
check by Jumpman JMO.
Yeah. It's right up here, people.
Yeah.
Jumpman JMO's fact checking. He'll jump all over it, getting you the right facts. That's a good one right there.
Do my best to help. That's literally the job.
God.
So, but it was fun. We had 25 folks come out today. It was nice. A couple of new folks I didn't know, and
It was cool to see some faces that I hadn't seen before.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
hole 1 and 2 are wide open right now, and I guess that's just the way it's gonna be. Eventually, some fairways will form and stuff like that.
It's kind of crazy to me how hole one went from one of the harder gets on the RIP blue to now kind of a pretty easy hole.
Is it RIP blue? I mean, really, man.
Well, I just mean the first couple of holes.
That's
for
it.
Blue. Like Old hole one at Blue was pretty dang tough, especially in the long.
Yeah, it was. Wow, it was a tough get. Those trees right there in the middle, about halfway up, you had to get around them.
Mhm.
Man, but I love that hole.
I did too.
It was
And
such a great starting hole.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of y'all are getting to the circle one edge of it, or somewhere in there, and you're at least trying to. But nobody birdied it, I don't think today.
No,
No,
got
I hit a
pin
tree
hole.
though, so the one tree.
You did. Your round kind of cooled down, Mike. Didn't start out too great with a putt.
25 feet and I hit the lock,
I
baby.
mean, and he was like, it's gonna be,
My body had to wake up, okay?
and then he turned it on and shot what 12 down,
13.
13.
Oh,
sorry,
jeez.
dude.
You're
He
right.
started just rolling, man. Like the putt was
Smoked it.
fine after that, and
Well, you know,
um,
David Hernandez says this is his part-time job. Is coming out there and beating up on people like him. So
yeah, man, they don't like you. They think
I've noticed.
you're just taking their lunch money, their $5 lunch
That's
money.
not
or
my
whatever.
goal.
The divisions were 11 for pro and 14 for AM, so it was equal. I did the 900 or above. Cam came in second, right behind Mike, and then who got third? I forget. I gave
That
away
I'm
the
not
money.
Sure. Somebody shot at 8, I believe, 8 under. There's a whole bunch of 8 and 7.
Was that Evan? I gave Evan
I
some
think
money.
Evan was he finished
He
fourth.
took Janet to Burger King.
Burger King.
God, the Burger King's so bad, y'all. It is.
Matt Scott 8 under. Evan was.
Oh, that's right. Matt Scott, Mr. Burns, North Little Rock's finest SWAT member. Will F you up, and he can throw some disc. He's another one of those. He's like our buddy Andrew Henneberry. He doesn't play just too often, but when he does, he throws really well. So we did play the shorts. It was pretty favorable, though. I mean, oh God, I shot over. I was so embarrassed.
You
Yeah,
were
I know.
fucking great.
Laugh. You can laugh all you want, Jesse. Go right ahead, man.
It was a lot of fun though.
It was
It was
fun.
kind of cool to be out there and competing on that course again.
It was 9 o'clock. It felt good.
And it got hot quick.
It did. It warmed up really fast.
Yeah.
Because there's not many trees out there. I get it. Because they're all.
Which has
Wow.
made the
I just-
noise a lot
man.
worse. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
Oh yeah,
From
that
the
was
interstate?
blocking a little bit.
Think
The
it's-
noise for sure. Those trees were definitely blocking it. Now I feel like
I didn't even notice those.
you could throw on hole one, like your second shot, you could just yank it and throw it up into the freeway.
Yeah, if it was that bad, yeah.
Yeah.
In theory.
I mean, yeah, Wayne can catch it. Whatever. I've seen worse. So I've thrown worse. Jeez. I threw that juggernaut. Oh my God, that thing.
It's gonna rip your arm off, man.
It went like 50 feet.
My 13 speed ran out about 40 feet, and that disc decided to go. I'm gonna fall out right now. I'm good. I'm not gonna go any further.
Well, we're all excited that Burns is back open. I mean, there was a lot of chatter on, recently the past couple of months about when.
Oh, I didn't notice.
We're not going to get into that, but it's back open. It's great. So glad it is. There apparently are some plans to have another red course at some point. Across the road is the rumor I've heard. Those are rumors. I don't.
Hey, let me make my suggestion, because everybody's like, just take out the kids stuff and move it across the street to the other side, and use the rest of that because man, you got 9 holes there, and you had the junior stuff. Just make that side disc golf. But it was also told that the area that we drove by, and I was like, oh look, there's a disc golf course right there.
Yeah, there's actually 2 potential spots that one of them actually is for mountain bike trails, but there is another area where the lookout is that would be pretty ideal as well. Good elevation, wooded, already has kind of somewhat carved out fairways. That's where I think it might be going, but I don't really know.
There's a lot of elevation over there, that's for sure.
So, but yeah, once again, glad it's back open. So thanks to those that put in all the effort. I know David Helton, Preston Cowan, James Lisi. I'm sure I'm missing plenty of names, but thanks
North
to
Little
those.
Rock Parks.
Yeah, North Little Rock Parks. That's a big one. Thank you guys, and it was fun to play it today.
Pink
No.
Power Tripper thanks you. I got to sign two more, a shirt and a disc today. Pink disc. You have pink disc. Why have you not asked me to sign any of your disc?
Definitely don't want your signature.
Ooh. Ooh. All right. Shall we move on? Because there's a couple of things that we're going to jump into that you guys have all the info on. I didn't get to
Mhm.
play it, but Natural State Open was last weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah.
experience.
It was something.
All right. So,
So I mean, I texted them, good luck, guys. Dot dot dot. I love you. You guys are amazing.
I said,
All this amazing
F
stuff.
you.
I said something like that. But Mike said, yeah, I think the scores are gonna be high today.
They were.
There were.
They,
There's only
they were.
There's only one person under par.
One
Which is
person
kinda
under par.
crazy out there.
And he even shot better than what he suspected the hot round would be.
Yeah, from the
That
day
was
before.
state
Yeah.
What's
champion.
funny is didn't he shoot better on Towering Oaks than he did on this side?
I think he did. Yeah.
Which is insane.
Kellen.
Oh, we're talking about it.
Kellen, right?
Kellen
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
McCann,
Kellen.
to
But
set
he
the
didn't. Yeah,
stage-
sorry, he didn't win though.
with
Actually.
with the Natural State Open, we were kind of the guinea pigs for a new layout on this side, and then B, I think the thing that people are most intrigued about is a brand new course, hopefully a pro tour level course that's very wooded, very tight, and very tough. That goes by the name of Towering Oaks.
Yep.
Were there towering oaks there?
There were a lot of
There were
trees.
a lot of trees.
There were a lot of trees.
Now, were these oaks or were they pine?
Not an arborist. I
I
don't know.
They were hit
Wow,
by
I
my disc
mean,
a
it's
lot.
kind of easy to tell, Jesse. You're
That's
smart.
all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that it was tight. Could probably
Yeah.
still, according to Eli, could use a little more cutting. Is
This is
what
very
he was
new.
saying.
And thank you, Eli, for doing all the
Yeah.
work you did on
The
this
amount
course.
of work that he put on that course, you could tell.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Once you step onto it, once you get past the worry of just being like a really tight course, you can tell that Eli and Brad and all them guys up there put in a ton of work. Specifically, Eli, he walked it with us when Mike was doing his practice round and was telling us about this tree and that tree and what they wanted and what had to happen. And you could definitely tell the amount of work was just incredible.
Yeah.
It was just it was a super tough course. Every hole was hard to get.
Nice.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like when you see a finished product, you don't necessarily always understand or appreciate the amount of work that gets put into there. So it's very easy to criticize.
Oh,
But with Eli kind of walking it with us and being like, "Oh yeah, there was this line of trees that we had to take out, and we were originally going to do the hole like this, but we moved the tee pad here, and then had to clear all this out, and all those kind of little intricate details." It does make you appreciate it, even though playing it was a bit frustrating.
no.
So Calvin Pettigrew won.
Oh, he did. All right.
Yeah, he had a good.
Looks like he
had a
shot
good
-6 at
round this side.
this side.
Yeah, I think that was my number going into the final round where I knew I could get into third because I shot 9 up on
10.
the wooded course.
Yep.
I did not have a good time on the wooded course. Shocker.
I
yeah.
had a fair time.
Jesse played pretty good on the wooded course.
Yeah, I heard Jesse played good on it. So,
Yeah, he took. So there's one of the monster of the course is a par 5 that is like mid 800 feet.
It's so long.
And the tee shot is incredible. You're like on this little tiered tee pad.
Platform.
Yeah. And it's very, like, the tee pad is very, in my mind, like WRS, where it's like 2 big fairways with 1 tree in the middle that you can go down that then narrows as you get towards a landing zone. And the landing zone is like 300 feet. And then after you get to the landing zone,
There's nothing up there. The first, like you said, the first third of the fairway is nice. There's a landing zone, and once you get up there, there's nothing. It's so difficult. We pretty much split at some point. We know what we were doing. We were just
You
having a
scramble.
frisbee through the woods.
Yeah, you're scrambling. You throw a
Yeah.
tee shot, and then you
Kinda
scramble
making
till
your
you
own
get to the
fairway?
basket.
Exactly. You were making your own
Nice.
fairway, absolutely. And it's the toughest one, and then it's followed by a par 4 that's not much easier. It's still a very hard, kind of like a slight. I guess once you get past one angle of it, dog legs to the left, but then the green is severely guarded by
Yep.
a lot of tiny trees.
And sloped.
Yeah, and slope right behind it. So those 2 holes back to back are very hard. I think there were some holes right before it though that were actually gettable, so it kind of sets you up to be able to
Okay.
maybe go big or kind of know what you need to do going
Yeah.
into it. And I will say that so Mike and Charles played it Friday,
Yes.
and I walked it. And so walking it with him,
He was not very optimistic.
yeah,
after walking.
zero positivity came out of that.
Eeyore the whole way.
Eeyore the whole way, as Chris.
Man.
Yeah, thank you. But so like when you're not throwing a disc through there, you're just looking at is there a lane? It's very negative, honestly, in my perspective. But when I played it, I had a much different perspective. Because for lack of a word, I was, I guess, trying a little bit more. I had a different vision of what I needed to do,
Yep.
and so playing it was a whole lot different. So if you ever go walk it for whatever reason, and don't play it, just play it, and your perspective will be completely different. It's still an incredibly tough course, very tough. But
It might be the toughest I played.
I love the
Right.
woods golf, and
It's-
I think it is the toughest I've played.
I don't like woods golf, but it is definitely.
Well,
the
that's what
toughest
my
I've played.
curiosity is. Is like, is this going to be a course that could potentially be on the Pro Tour? You know, are they going to be able to play two different courses when they play JBO?
Potentially,
Yeah.
but it needs a lot of work. I
Yeah.
think it needs a lot of work. One thing that I said to Eli and Brad was I love the shapes of the holes. I think the shapes and the concept from tee pad to the pin is great, but there's some kind of like what we said on that par five, that middle area where it's like you can see the idea for it, but it's just not fleshed out enough for like a true defined fairway to be there to be like if I throw a perfect shot, I know I'm not going to hit anything.
Mhm.
Like here are a lot of places you could throw the perfect shot and you're just hoping you don't hit anything.
Yeah.
Which I just don't think is a good moniker for a woods course.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I did hear today actually that Eli plans to cut more out. Eli and Brad and the guys up there in Jonesboro. Of course, the course needs to be beat in like
Yes.
any woods course.
Yep.
So I would imagine it's going to be great one day. I can't wait to get up there and play it. And apparently, both are open, and actually all three. So the disc side rec course is still a course. It's just
Beatrice.
city owned
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a municipal course. So it's free to play, but then it's $10 for the day. I think for the other two
Cool.
is what I've recently heard. So
Yeah,
um,
it'll be a cool mixture when you get to have like the more open style of disc side, and then if they can play, I think right now JBO is only a 3 round event. But playing like one round in a super wooded course to kind of have that balance would be super cool to see on the pro tour.
sure. What here's a question. So if it let's say next year for JBO the AMs get to play Towering Oaks, what's the proximity to the pro level course to disc side of heaven?
Oh, it's
Oh,
right there.
it's-
Same
yeah, it's
driveway.
same.
So do you think that could potentially go on at the same time?
I
Could-
guess
could
you
you
would
hear
eliminate
a
lot
group of-
parking, though?
Could you hear a group of AMs screaming because they made a 50-foot
I
putt
think
That's-
you could,
Pro-
yeah.
you
Okay.
if
probably
you're on the
could.
pro course? Okay.
So
But
they,
there's so much land there, you could just cut like bush hog a field, and you have a whole new parking area.
right,
so,
yeah.
I mean, you can still park at the old hole one as well, so you can utilize two.
Yeah.
I mean, like they did in the past, they utilized that area for vendors. I guess was the old hole one,
Yes.
and then Party Hill for parking. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I mean, parking's
So,
gonna be difficult, but yeah, you could still have the two.
yeah.
I feel like parking's the easiest problem to solve out there because all you're doing before is just parking in a mowed field.
Right. And they did so they changed the hole numbers. So basically the layout of the course is different because hole 1 is now where that new parking lot is, right?
Correct.
So old hole 1 is
one.
what?
Old hole 1 is 11.
Gotcha.
New hole 1 is what is that? 14.
14.
The stump hole, the famous Casey White tilt throw-in hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is now the
That
new
was
hole
such a
1.
good throw,
That's
man.
the new hole 1. Okay. All right.
It's very daunting.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary to step up to for hole one. To be
Mike
honest.
doesn't look like he likes it very much.
No,
either.
I do like it as a hole 1. My issue is that the old hole 1 was probably one of the best spectating hole 1s on tour.
It was very iconic, yeah. And
Oh,
you're
so they
right,
changed the whole one?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So now it's now it's hole 10 or hole 11.
11 now.
Oh,
yeah.
11, and it's just kind of, I
Okay.
guess.
And it puts 18 old hole 18
What a
as
fun
hole
hole
10.
one.
Okay.
So
Not
now instead
much.
of like the finisher, it's kind of like the start to your back 9.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Be curious to see what the actual touring pros think of it when they get there for next year.
Yeah, I'll be very interested in that.
I wonder what hole one averaged, the old hole one. Because I feel like
There's
that's
probably a
got to be
stat
like
mango on that.
a wheelhouse for them, right? I
No,
mean,
there's a lot of people that don't get that hole.
really?
Yeah.
They,
Now,
man,
granted, there are guys that get there, but it's a tough shot.
Yeah, and it's
Especially
always
with
windy.
wind, yeah.
Except for that one day last year. Or whatever.
Yeah. And Conrad shot 17.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, yeah. What else you guys got on that? 'Cause y'all were the ones playing it. I really wanted to play that, and I just wasn't able to make that one.
So I think So the layout changed, but I think the only thing that really changed in terms of hole itself was old 17, right? They just moved the tee box up.
Oh, I forgot about that. Right. Yeah. So,
It's not as hard as it's that incredibly easy shot now. Technically,
eh, yeah, it's so. I don't know about easy.
I mean, I birdied it both times I played it.
Yeah, see, that's crazy to me because I don't look at that hole and think it's a forehand.
Well,
And even like Eli even said that Gavin Babcock came and like helped pick that spot out for it, and he was saying like he even wanted it to be a forced overstable Anheuser that flexes back at the end. Kind of like how you used to see people throw those approaches on a good drive on old 17. And I didn't figure it out with the backhand, I'll tell you that. And I did see Jesse Birdie with a forehand, so I don't know.
yeah.
It could be different if they put like OB down the right side of it though, because then you're like
Oh,
fading in
yeah.
towards it, and then you bring that into play.
Yeah, that would be tough. Yeah, the
Um,
wood line behind the basket basically is what we're talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
so imagine where a good drive would land on 17. It's kind of like slightly goes over the hill and then the sharp right turn
Mm-hmm.
and like a little tunnel. If you push like a great drive back 50 feet and kind of pinch it off at the corner and go back a little bit, that's where it's at.
You said pinch it off.
Yeah.
We're talking way too much disc
Uh,
golf.
and there's a question in there. Did Jesse win his division? I'm actually looking at that right now.
Ooh.
Um,
Oh, Jesse was leading.
Just Jesse was leading the division.
After a great round one, that was such a
Plus
good score.
5.
Yeah, I think I had a one-stroke lead going into round two, um, and
Got nervous.
and then yeah, the typical crap happened, and through my last four holes, I just absolutely crapped the bed. So no, I did not win my division, nor have I ever won my division. So,
Well.
but it is what it is, I guess. Thanks for the question.
Yep. You want to know who asked it?
Sure.
David Hernandez.
Ah, no! I kind of thought it. I kind of thought it would be him. Yes, thank
Yeah,
you, David.
I was
What
gonna let you just.
what did I
guess.
do, David? I choked, David, as as always. But
Man, it happened.
a friend of mine actually did win the division. I see him once a year, hardly ever, and he had a heck of a second round. Couldn't really do anything wrong. And
Dylan Groves.
Dylan Groves, he never plays hardly. He plays like 2 terms a year, if that.
Another 11 plus or bus guy.
Yeah, he's I think he's worse than I am. He's
Approaches
like,
with the 11 speeds.
Yeah.
13 speed on everything.
yeah, and he's forehand only, and he figures it out. He knows what to do, and he played great, and I had a good time. We played both years together out there, and so it was good to have him on the card. And he took the lead pretty quickly,
Yeah, he did.
and then I was just kind of trying to keep up with him, and we got back to the last 4 holes, I guess, last 6 holes really, where you had to start making some moves, and I couldn't, and because I was going for things, I was taking strokes, and so like hole 18, I think I was in third place. With if a birdie puts me in second place, tie with second with another buddy of mine, Corbett, out of Jonesboro, and we were actually talking before that the new 8 hole 18 might not force a lot of like OBs or going for it. It might not be a great finisher, but in my division it was really because I had to go for the green if I was going to get second. So I went for it. I did not make it, and I fell a couple places to fourth, I think. So, but had a good round.
That's a good segue too to talk about the new hole 18. So the new hole 18 is now was old hole 5, the one right before the island hole, the 500-foot pond on the right. You got to carry the creek. You could lay up. The one that Macbeth threw and hit the little koozie and ricocheted off of.
What hole was that about?
Old hole 5
Yeah, I think I know the whole. Yeah,
is
I
a new
remember.
hole 18. Which is interesting because, like Jesse said, he got put in a situation where it's like that hole, if you go for it, is birdie or bogey.
Mm-hmm.
Almost no in between. Because if you go OB, anything that goes OB goes to a drop zone that's like 150 feet away or something like that.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not really
surprised
good.
more
Slightly
guys
down.
don't go for that.
It's a tough
Well,
shot.
I went for it in the flex, and I landed it, but missed the putt. So going into it in the final round, knowing it's going to make or break a place or two, I went for it, and it did not happen. I faded way out, went OB into the woods to the left, and I talked to Chris about just the round in general, and he said just not non-committal. And Mike saw it. My up shots were in the dirt every time, and then that I had a lot of shots highs are out. And Chris said, "Dude, just you got to commit, man." And he sent me, he rags on me all the time, and we've mentioned on Facebook before that he's actually one of my best cheerleaders. He sent me an incredibly sweet text going into round two because he knows my track record, if you will. And I was very appreciative of it. So thanks, Chris.
You're welcome, man. I
Yeah.
want to see people win. Jesse's put in the work, half-assedly, but he's put in. And
He's the best around.
around,
No
nothing's
one's
ever
gonna
gonna get
ever
him
keep him
down.
down.
Cause he's Eeyore. He's already down.
Already down, baby.
Yeah. And then you played up in pro, Mike. Good
Yeah,
job,
I
man.
was trying to get a spot for JPO.
How'd that work out?
Hey, that's
I
cool.
mean, not
offer.
great. I did not play good.
Well,
I
we know.
don't. I mean, there's a lot of reasons for it. I didn't play good. My finger did not feel good. And then a weird issue that we had going back to the flow of it that I'm going to be interested to see with the pros is we had insane backups.
Oh, you were telling me about
my
that.
God.
Well, I mean, has that got to do with people trying to find discs?
No. It was just one incredibly slow card in front of us. And that was the issue. I mean, you can quite literally see it on my scorecard. At hole 6 is when the backup started. I started out par, birdie, hit cage on a 40-footer and rolled to 50. Love it. And then birdie. And then hole 6, we got to the backups, and I went par, bogey, double, par, birdie, par, bogey, I think. Um, and by hole 8, we had a minimum of like a 3-card backup at every hole.
Oof.
And we had, I think, a 4 to 5 card backup at the
So
max.
how long was
That's
that round?
so miserable if you've
4
never
plus.
played in it.
Oof.
It was. I
Thanks.
mean, by like the last 4 holes, Jesse had caught back up to me, and I was like, I don't even know where my disc is going because I'm like my body's stiff, and then I'm trying to warm back up. I throw, then I sit, then I have to throw another full driver as hard as I can, then I sit.
Yeah, not ideal.
No, it was not. So I couldn't imagine the lead guys that were in it and knew they were in it and having to constantly try to stay focused and stay loose. That must have been tough.
That's why I like That's why I like those guys going off first, man. Just let them set their own pace and let them go. But I get surly and all that good stuff. But
So it'll be interesting to see like if the pros face any kind of backups and how the flow of the
where
new
was
layout
the
goes.
backups? 15, which is the new one or whatever you said. I feel
14. 15 is one of the easiest holes on the course.
I feel like one of those holes had like a lot of backups right there.
I mean, old 18 is really the one that's the kicker. That one messes people's day up.
Man, me and Jesse White were watching one year, a couple years ago, and where that cold front blew in, and it started. Man, it got super cold quick. That's when I got. That's when Calvin won, I think.
He's won the last 2 years.
No, was it that year?
Yeah, and then Rick won in 2021.
That was Ricky won it. Yeah, because I got hit both their autographs.
Ooh.
Is it up here somewhere
Damn about
on
that.
the shrine?
A matter of fact, it is ass wipe. It's right here. Got Ricky, Big Germ,
Hey,
and Calvin's right there.
nice.
Yeah, very cool.
Whatever.
Man, it'll be going on every year. I think that one's gaining traction up there. So I love that they have that, during the fall. Yeah, looking forward to JBO.
So, speaking the weekend before JBO's now.
Yeah,
Alec-
we can jump into that.
Yeah, we're here. Might as well.
A-tier status for Persimmon Ridge.
A-tier
Congrats to
Persimmon Ridge.
them. That's for the Persimmon Ridge Retreat, April 5th through 7th, and that is this year, or well, next year, the weekend before the Jonesboro Open. So really trying to jump on that.
Bam, 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 it's Dan Hart. Bam, bam,
And
bam,
now we have the re-return of the Dan.
But anyways,
Yeah, y'all want to jump and talk about that? We'll get Dan hooked up on the mic.
we can get you hooked up on a mic, Dan. We can get you. Huh?
Yeah, man, we got so many.
We got so many microphones, y'all. Dude, this is part of the show. This is bum bum. Do you like the board I put up there?
Yeah, it's excellent. How'd you get
I drilled into the. I put a screw into that metal.
He
Dude,
said tight.
I know how to. Tight. I got all. This is all of. Can Can they see
I don't even know if they can see the dice.
the dye stuff?
Oh yeah, speaking of, Dan, if I buy some blank discs, will you dye them for me?
I've been out of practice for.
I don't care. Make them
My
ugly.
spins are the best thing I got going for me. Spin dies is what I've enjoyed most.
Is that what like that stuff up there is?
Um, those are the powders that we can.
So I got
mix
this
with
board.
the dye. I just need to get dyed by me.
Just gonna have to sit with Mike or something.
Usually dye really. Rich.
Pods to poppin', man.
I enjoyed dyeing them. They were always fun. Or doing those spins on the record.
Yeah, the spin's real.
But man, you can really get overboard on them. These are all of Dan's. Speaking of why Dan's here, these are all of Dan's discs that meant something to him. Dan and I
Yeah.
love 420.
Tanner
I mean,
Bates,
we love Chiba Hut and
cat
420.
merch, some old school diamond
But-
states Dan.
Yeah, we can do that.
That might be dangerous though.
It might be dangerous. Mike says don't do
Yeah,
it.
I'm chill. I'm gonna go play Rocket League.
All right, he's gonna go
Oh,
play
you
Rocket
play Rocket
League.
League?
Yeah.
What rank are you? We need to play.
If there was a if Dan is as good at Rocket League as I am as at disc golf, if that tells you what like his rating is.
Yep. As long as you have fun.
Wow, dude, I watch you like. All right, anyway, it's fun to watch. It's because these guys play and they just like miss the ball and it goes right over their head at
That's called
times.
faking. That's called faking.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
and
letting
you
it
gotta
go
hit him with
through.
a quick
There's
chat.
terminology to it. Damn it.
So, Dan Harp, everyone, Dan Harp. What
Come
else
back
is-
out in a little bit after you finish Rocket League.
This is a 2018 Rock City Open. That was, I'm not even sure what that is.
Laptop, yeah.
Cat merch, Rookie of the Year Rat.
Sweet rat, actually.
That's a don't sleep on the Atlas. That's not an Atlas.
Oh, no,
What
it's
is that?
XT Nova.
That's yeah,
the
that's right.
International Day of Disc Golf. So those.
Yeah, you have a disc every year. Yep. The cat
Oh,
merch.
didn't know
Her
that.
first. That's her
Huh.
first disc, right? The X Cow.
I think the Rookie of the Year ones came out first.
Oh.
The X-Cal. X-Cal. Cat merch.
Yeah, I love my cat merch Stingray and the Tanner Bates Justice.
Yeah, Tanner Bates Justice. That bottom blue one is from Chris Alcott, one of his tournaments at Sherwood. He always does cool stamps, and that's a Metal Flake Charger. It was a new mold.
That I hear.
There's a
again,
glow rock that's up there, top right. That's another one of Alcott's tournaments from
just
Sherwood.
like a juggernaut. I
Yeah,
don't hear anybody saying, "Oh, look at my Charger! Look at me throw it well."
When you said y'all were gonna podcast, I was like, man, let's at least put up some like local. They're all local discs, like the Tanner Bates
And I
tournament,
put up my local
420
disc of
Chiba Hut discs.
The
Calvin.
Shrine.
Your Calvin shrine over there. That's
if somebody can give me some locks of his hair, I'd put that up there too. Just saying.
He's actually not lying, I think.
no, he's definitely not. All right, y'all carry on.
All right, later, Dan. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan.
We want to make sure you can watch Sunday Night Football tonight.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, that was a moment with Dan. We'll probably get
Moments
that.
with Dan. We'll get another one
once
later.
every week. And we're gonna have Dan spin some disc while we podcast, and at one point when he gets his skills back.
That'll be sweet. So, yeah, folks that are tuning in can have a chance to win that disc.
Yes, you have to tune. Anyways, sorry, Persimmon. Your tournament's important. We love it. We've supported Persimmon at the early stages. I'm not gonna say we support them now, because I haven't go out there just too awfully often. I mean, I support them, but I don't go out there and play. How
Yeah.
about that?
There you go. That's much better.
I
said.
mean, come on. I have nothing but love for Steve and Kim, and I mean, I put my blood, sweat, and tears on 18 and 10.
And
So this
So-
is the PR retreat that is going to be an A tier.
that's right. So they just got the A-tier status.
best
They
time
just
of year,
announced it,
too,
like, a couple weeks
April.
ago, I think. In April, yeah, which could be rainy as hell. It could be super nice. You never know in Arkansas. But yeah, weekend before JBO. So trying to capitalize on those touring pros coming through.
Yes.
Where do they play before JBO
That I'm
this year?
not sure, but I can figure that out.
Because the
Texas.
Historically,
changed
it's
a
in
little bit.
Texas.
It's Texas.
Oh,
It's
it's
Waco.
Texas then, yeah.
It's Waco or Texas State, one or the other.
Perfect.
I say historically because there's just changes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
we
tour.
If
only,
it's not an event, I might actually be able to play in it.
we only have
So
a dude here that works for the people.
I don't know. That's why I asked.
Doesn't mean I know everything.
So the treat's it's a 2 day tournament for like AMs, right? I guess 3 day for pro.
So it'd be 3 day for pro, as far as I know. Yeah, and I think that I guess AM will. That remains to be seen. I guess if it's going to be that A tier status, I'm not sure. It's only persimmon, so maybe they'll use Greenbrier for the AMs as well.
It's Texas State, by the way. You guys are right.
Texas State.
Yep.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe,
just throughout the year they do mix in Beaver Fork and Greenbrier. It seems like to some of their tournaments. So
right.
surely.
I would hope Green or Beaver Fork.
If they're getting a bunch of pro players to play, like then you need to really just have that course for them, right?
Oh, bummer.
I mean it's only one course,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
definitely wouldn't want to have them out there and then play like Chillo, right? Have
Yeah.
somebody playing Chillo while the pros are out there
Go
playing.
right through the heart of it.
Yeah.
You're not ever really in the view. The only issue is again with the AM is celebrating and getting loud at times when like a pro's about to go. Let's not act like they're gonna fill up 30 or 72 with pros. I don't. I mean,
I mean,
You're-
didn't the
you're
vintage
right.
used to fill up pretty good?
Vintage did, yeah.
And that was
Those
kind
are
of
a
the
lot of-
same thing. It was always right before.
the vintage needed AMs, and they had two nice courses to do it with, right? Or did they
Yes.
play everything?
Well,
No,
the vintage was also a silver event for a while too, which obviously helps bring people.
vintage played everything in Pleasant View.
Goalpost.
Old Post. So actually, some years they did. They did all old Post, but some years they did. They threw Pleasant View in there for one round as well. It'd be Old Post, Pleasant View, Old
Yeah,
Post. for
that's
the
what I
pros.
thought.
So, and then we as AMs played both courses as well. Like I played Pleasant View and played Old Post Gold. One year as an MA1 player, and that
the wind was ripping.
God
Oh,
dang,
I
the
hear.
wind was
That
ripping.
It was
was
always going.
so bad. I hated it.
It's so tough.
God. But
You're the
yeah,
best around.
not all
So
the
what's
time.
the-
No.
What's the next stage? Like we're happy that they're in A tier status, but surely that's not like I know we can't speak for PR, but just in terms of tournaments, and Mike, you may be able to shine some enlightenment. What's the next thing after A tier? What's the next goal?
I mean, after an A tier, it's got to be getting on the tour, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
So,
how
what is
long?
silver a thing anymore?
Well, silver's not a thing unless you're in Europe. Which clearly, PR is not
Si-
in Europe.
Silver lattice. I made that joke last week, I think, too, or last time. I'll just make it every time now.
So yeah, that'd probably be the next logical step. But I mean, every year that gets harder and harder to do.
Right.
Because there's more and more people that are building better courses and different areas that are better for certain people to travel to. And there's a crap ton of logistics that go into choosing and running an event for the Pro Tour.
Sure. So, apart from that, just in general, is there a time requirement of being like you have to be at A tier for X amount of years before they'll even consider like an application?
I mean, we've had tournaments. I think last year, I don't remember what tournament, but we've had tournaments that was like the first one that they've been on.
Oh wow.
And we'll see it next year with the Champions Cup. It'll be a brand new course,
Oh yeah,
and
that's
it
right.
won't be played,
Yeah, because
which is
WR's got Pine Borer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
so that'll be an interesting experiment.
All right. I mean, good for PR. I know they've been going for that since day one.
Yeah.
Getting that A tier status.
Open at Austin.
That's the one I was thinking of. That,
Yeah.
that just like came on tour and was all of a sudden on
Yeah.
the Pro Tour.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I
Money
think
talks
we
and
had
BS
people,
walks.
I think we had
too.
people that designed it.
Okay. Yeah.
I think, which obviously kind of helps expedite things.
Didn't they use that Gary that golf Harvey Pennick golf
Yeah.
Yes.
school? Man, he's such a big deal at UT, y'all. You have no idea. Or he was. I mean, he's dead now, but that's a big deal, man. He's donated a lot of money.
I think isn't Portland kind of like that too?
Yes.
Well, Portland's been around. They've changed the courses,
Yeah.
so it's
And
but it's
also,
been
you
around
can
for-
smoke meth out on the course while the guys play
Dumb
too.
mean,
down
you
that
can-
one.
You can pretty much do whatever in Portland. But okay, so
Ken, it's crazy. It's absolutely mind blowing to think. Oh, anyways.
no, go ahead.
I was
Finish the
just
thought.
thinking about this one thing I just saw. Let's get off on a tangent here. where
That's what we
like
do,
they're
man.
doing ketamine and what's the fentanyl. They're mixing that together,
Wow.
and they show these people just like standing up, man. In this one, anyways, dude, don't do drugs, people. I mean, if it doesn't come from the earth, don't do it.
Hey,
That's all I can tell you.
if you got depression and you're with a therapist that does ketamine therapy, it's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Microdose. I mean, you can microdose mushrooms.
Yeah, you
That's
can.
probably
It's good
better than
for depression.
ketamine. My God,
Hey, it's
horse tranquilizer, people.
so back to disc golf.
Thank you.
That was your need to know
We
moment.
talked
Of,
disc golf
Yeah.
for too long. For
There's
Wolverine.
going
It's
to
like,
be yeah.
yeah, to change it up.
Yeah, we're gonna that's not the only tangent that will happen on the show. For those of you that have listened before, you know this. So yeah, we're gonna segue out of PR unless you guys have anything else on Persimmon.
What we segue to next?
Oh man, let's see.
I want to say,
Let's.
because he's watching right now.
Okay.
Thank you, John Anderson, for watching.
Oh, there we
John
go.
is running a putting league out at Stone Throws Brewery on Monday night, tomorrow night. First Monday I've had since to be able to go, so I'll be there tomorrow. I hope some other people will show up.
Man,
'Cause
I
I
could
will
use the
smoke you.
practice.
Mike. And
after
yeah.
what I saw today,
yeah, dude. After
no
what?
shot.
Yeah,
darn.
God, it's so bad.
No shot.
No shot. You're
You
right.
gave up on back putting. That's how bad it was.
I did. I know. I was just like, maybe I'll change. But John's running it. I'm happy for him. If you guys get out there and support him, and I still anxious to see how this is set up because I did drive by there the other day and I looked. I was like, man, okay, I'm not sure where this is at, but we're gonna just go out in the middle of the road or something. Car, game off,
Game on.
on. Just pick the basket up and run it across the street back and forth.
Oh, like old school, like neighborhood street hockey or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, on the street. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But more referencing Wayne's World.
Wayne's okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Wayne's World party. This set feels like Wayne's World ish.
It
I
does, actually.
mean, I threw this together today. Look at that masterpiece I did. I tied that together, and I don't know how
Wolf's
good.
World out here is what it is.
What's that?
It's Wolf's World.
Man,
World.
yeah, man. Man, that was such. Anyways, back in the day, that was funny. I watched it again. It's trash, but So, but John, yes, support him. Support putting league. I'm thinking about running a glow on Wednesday. I'm not running it at Burns though, man.
Is it going to be warm enough?
I don't know. It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be pretty warm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this
We'll
week's not going to
see.
be so bad.
I wish there was a good course, a more open course that I could run it on. Like Cabot's the most ideal. They run it out there on Friday nights. A dude, I forget his name. He does a good job, and he does a lot for soup kitchens or for some stuff like that there in Cabot. And that's the best kind of course, like Beaver Fork. These kind of more wide openy courses. Going in pitch dark at tracks at going up on 7 and 8 the
Scary.
other night. I
It's
was
rough.
ready for somebody to come out and just hack us up
Yeah, it got ominous there for a little bit.
with no lights on. It was very dark, and God, man, I would not
Hitting
want
the
to.
gap on 8 was insane.
Yeah,
And
you
you
don't
know-
know what you're doing. I think from the tee pad, both baskets are shielded by trees, and so you don't have any kind of light coming up the hill at all, basically.
But you,
So I mean, it's just pitch
Yeah,
black.
you just shine your black light at the gap, take a mental picture, and then go.
Yeah. It's
after I
crazy.
screamed at y'all for not getting the lights, and
Do we really want to get into
I don't
that
want
right
to. No, let's
now?
just.
I want to apologize to these
Publicly.
publicly
Oh.
apologize to these two gentlemen for me yelling at them because I really didn't think they got the lights, and I was like, these lazy f's, they're gonna go back and get them, or they're never playing my. That's what I was saying to myself. And then there was another card, and that was my bad.
Well,
And-
Wow, clip it and
Thanks.
ship it, boys.
Yeah. Thanks for the apology,
Yeah,
Seawolf.
yeah. man.
Accepted.
Finally got one.
So,
Accepted.
but yeah, I know, and I did. Sometimes you should think before you speak. I like to speak and then speak some more, and then maybe think. And then I went and found this. Went and found the dudes. There was a card of new guys. I can't remember any of their names. I'd have to really go back and look. And more of the story is They all, man, put it really close to 8. They laced that. They all threw that hyzer, like the wider
Y'all
hyzer.
had some success with that too.
So, but trying to throw that gap on 8, that little, but yeah, no, it's not translating. Putting and glow leagues aren't translating to my light time discs golf, but that's fine. I'm finally getting to play a little bit more.
Feel it, man.
Yeah, man, got to feel it. Got to
Gotta
be one.
with the putt.
Well, yeah, if I'm free tomorrow, I may go to the putting
we
league as
talked
well.
about, man, you got to be one with it, bro. And you just got to want the trees and feel it.
Well, yeah, real quick, back to the Open at Austin thing. Just our buddy Jamie Callis did chime in. The Open has been a silver event before, but in Belton.
Belton, that's right.
Yeah, and Flat Creek before that. So, you know,
Yeah.
it has done its time for sure.
Ooh, Flat
Yeah.
Creek.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Jamie.
you, Jamie.
I saw your user 128751 or whatever you are. What's his name?
VG 15609.
But thanks for chiming in, and thanks for getting us to our 50 viewers so we can do this. He really did help out with that.
Yes, thank you, Jamie.
And Jamie didn't win Lake Claiborne. I saw this. He lost his streak. I forgot how many he did win in a row, but some guy just went out there and smoked it, man. I was like, wow. His first round was double digits. I'm sitting there, thinking, man, on that course, double digits, that dude must have really played well. 'Cause I think Jamie was chasing him from the get go. I'm pretty sure. So, Chris is pulling it up right now, so I'm just gonna kill some time here. And
Yeah, I'm curious to. I mean, I wanted to see. You know, I know a lot of those guys that play down there. Looks like Eric Rasmussen.
Eric
won,
Rasmussen won it. Yeah, he's kind of like
as far as pro.
the kid that won. Calvin Pettigrew. You just always see these names, right? And they're always at the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's Tanner Gerard played that. He got third. Let's see. Yeah, Jamie took second to J.D. Ramirez.
Who?
J.D. Ramirez.
J.D. Ramirez.
He tore up Claiborne, man. 33 down total.
33.
What was the score differential between first and second?
For pro or
Yeah.
MP40?
Or MP40.
Oh, let's see. Oh, man. Yeah, 20.
Wow.
He beat
19.
Jamie by
Yeah,
20
so
strokes. The guy was cooking it.
We played that course.
Yeah.
That's the one we went.
Yeah.
And he went 30 under through I guess 3 rounds.
Yeah, they probably played Whitetail twice and Dogwood once. I would imagine.
I don't remember what our scores were.
I was at -10.
No, yeah.
I mean, that's insane. Like Jamie's score is awesome at 14 down total for the whole tournament.
Yeah.
Like that's great. So 33 is just crazy. I mean, you have Eric Rasmussen shooting 19.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so that tells you everything. You need to
Bagger
know.
and MP40,
He
bro.
just like,
Ah, dang. Well, anyways, but yeah. So Jamie, yeah. So I'm glad Chris made a donation in the Natural States name. So thanks, Chris, for doing that to Jamie's.
Absolutely, man. Jamie's a good dude.
Women's payout, I believe, is what it went to.
It did.
Like that.
It goes to support FPO payouts in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So,
did they run a women's league there, or like a? Where's that at? I think. No, that was maybe in Texas. Jamie was helping running trying to get a women's kind of tour kind of thing taken off or something like that. But
yeah, a lot of those ladies go and play like the women's disc golf event day. What was that called?
Throw pink or whatever it is.
They all go to Texas to do that.
You know what? It's always a mamba too. I love it. Get some good mambas at that time.
Jamie did say that's pretty sure it was a scoring record overall for Claiborne. I mean,
believe
damn, yeah, double digits all 3 rounds. If you've ever played Claiborne, that is really impressive. So it's we got to get you down there to play that.
I want to go play.
We got a pink house we can stay at.
Pink house.
Oh, God. The one off the road.
Yeah.
God,
y'all, this house,
beautiful house.
I wouldn't stay at any Airbnbs close to Claiborne. I'll tell you that right now.
Pink Power Trippers home, dude.
Yeah. Well, while we're on tournaments,
I'll put my mask on. I gotta get.
we're gonna jump in real quick to Northwest Arkansas Open. That was today or this weekend. So sponsored by Flyway Brewery. My buddy Matt
Yes.
Foster. He just opened Flyway up in Fayetteville. Congrats to him,
Matt,
dude.
on that. That's awesome.
He's also got 3 more opening up, and he's
wow.
rolling, man.
Where's he gonna
Cool
open this? Do you
deal.
know?
Well, there's one gonna be in Mississippi. I don't think I can say much more, so I
Right.
won't. But the important thing is that so he started last year. He jumped in as with Matt Lloyd on sponsoring the Northwest Arkansas Open, and this year came back to do it again. And I expect that he'll continue to do that. So they'll have that continuous sponsor every year, which I think is a really good thing for that tournament.
Yeah.
So you can keep getting the same sponsor every year, and now business growth up there for Matt. It's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wyman and I had this great idea for a fall tournament with them.
We can still do that.
Yeah, we can't tell anymore.
And we can't tell anymore.
Had so many good ideas that never come to fruition.
So, Mike, you've never played up in Northwest Arkansas, right?
No, I never played anywhere apparently.
Yeah, bro.
I play in
Pla-
Central
pl-
Arkansas and where I travel for work. And that's
Playing
about it.
Hyman's not gonna
Oh.
cut it.
Gotta get out there.
I agree.
So
I mean, it'll help now that we don't have close to 40 freaking events this year.
God, if I have to hear him
So-
cry about staying at home working 36 events again, dude, I'm just gonna just puke.
Mhm.
I don't have to. Good for you.
Well, so always a good one.
So they always get some pros there. It's an A tier, correct? Yep.
is an A tier,
And
mhm.
they play JB's.
They play Creekside is really the course that they're battling on. They do play JB's.
Creekside, I've heard,
Creekside,
is
JB's, Creekside.
The course up there that I'd love to go play it and feel bad about myself.
And that's in Farmington. So
Yeah,
little,
it's right
little
before you
southwest.
get in there. Yep.
Yeah, great course. It's, narrow fairways, and a lot of it, if you are off the fairways, you're screwed. Like it's thick woods for the majority of the holes. Not all of them are like that, but
So that's
Tough
Woods
course.
Golf, right? I mean, we talked about Towering Oaks or whatever. I mean, I get that Towering Oaks is and also like Cougar, where these courses need a little work, a little side work. I'm sure Creekside though has got enough action on it or enough trampling down or
Are there defined fairways there?
yes, I believe so. Yeah,
Okay, that's like the main thing. That's what
Right.
I've always said with Woods Golf.
Very
Is like
defined.
if you throw it in the fairway, you shouldn't have any problems.
right. If
When you get off of it is when you should have all your problems.
just like in ball golf, when you get off fairway, like on pro style courses, that rough is so thick that I mean, you hitting out of it's almost nearly impossible.
Yeah.
Creekside is a course where you just need to be accurate. If you're
Yeah.
accurate and you stay in that fairway, even when you
problems.
get the ground play, that's super important.
Yeah.
So man, yeah, a lot of throwing mids where you might really want to pump something down the fairway.
Yeah, you just want to be controlled.
Yeah, controlled
And
throws.
especially something that doesn't have a lot of skip or a lot of fade out.
All right. Yeah, Jesse, you played it, I know, and J Beast is
Creekside.
fun as well. But I think Creekside is definitely the course up there.
Yeah, I've
So.
played JB's. I don't get to play JB's in the tournament. This was the first year I wasn't able to go, but
Me
I've
too.
played like JB's in the flex, and I don't really think it's very great. I think Creekside is the better of the ones they play for the pro side, especially from the long pads. Because yes, there's fairways cut out in the woods, but there's a lot of like hole number one, you have to either lay up or shoot the scap, or else you're like in an NOB, right? They have a lot of that where you're shooting across a field into these wooded areas and crossing a creek, but the creek's OB.
That could
So
be
if you-
fun though.
It's I've never played the longs, and I don't know how it's done. The shorts are difficult enough to make sure you shoot the gap.
That's
so
what
it's,
makes scoring separation though. stuff
and
like
exactly that's why I think that's the better course. And honestly, Captain I think posted about it this weekend or something. Branchwood or Briarwood or something in
Branchwood.
and yeah, so I played that. That was part of our side of the tournament a couple years ago, and that's a really pretty course to play as well. It might not be as technical that you want necessarily in a pro event, but it's still very pretty.
Is that Northwest Arkansas as well?
That
yeah,
is
it's
Bella Vista, whatever you say, yeah.
It,
So
it
it's
was
up
a
there
bit
on
of a
the border.
drive out there, which is honestly one of the reasons it's definitely not. The pros aren't going to play it.
Yeah, they didn't
But,
play it this year. I don't think.
I don't think they ever would. But we played it one year for the AM side, and it's a nice course. It's difficult, especially when you play the OBs as kind of designed through the tournament. So
They actually played Waxhaws this year. MA3, MA4, MA2, I think even played. No.
That's another wooded
North
course,
Shore
right?
was used.
That's another resi RP type
Waxhaws
course.
is very resi, yeah. Not as elevated as res RP. But I played Waxhaws for the first time a couple months ago. Actually, it was really fun.
Going back to Burns Blue, dude, the trees that survived, dude, they got to be like, wow, man, how do we make that? What? Why are we? Why are we the ones that made it?
I mean, that's I bet they do think that.
Wire trees, dude.
Fire trees.
Wire trees.
So
I had a thing. I took pictures of trees, and I was gonna have the untold story of all the scars of the trees that just make up some random gibberish.
Nice coffee table book.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'd buy it. I'd buy it.
Because
one
man,
got
you
scraped
can
by a
tell
2x4.
when you're on a disc golf course, like what trees get dinked the most.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
like,
yeah,
So, and those trees hurt, man. You see that sap coming out? That's blood, dude. That hurts.
tree blood.
Mm-hmm.
So
We're all intertwined.
NWA. Yeah, had some pros on hand. The same, Andrew Presnell's there every year. You have young Zachary Nash from Texas.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he was there. He got third. Good for him.
Former NADGT winner.
Yes,
Former
that's right.
NADGT winners.
Jaden
Zachary.
Rye. I think they both play for Lone Star, I believe. Both sponsored by Lone Star. Nico and Prezi battled it out. And any thoughts on who might have taken it?
You said Prez plays it every year, right?
And Nico's there pretty much every year too.
Okay.
He might have missed one or two recently, but
the final ratings right there,
Yep.
I was paying attention to it earlier, and there were 6 holes in. I know it was a 1-stroke difference. I'm gonna say, I don't know. I feel like Nico could just have one bad hole and his whole tournament's over. I'm gonna say Prez.
You're right. Prezi won it. I think that they
Nice.
went playoff for that. I didn't.
Oh, it was a playoff.
I believe so.
That's
but,
electric.
Man, those two are so polar opposite. I mean,
Yeah.
and I remember, I'm pretty sure there was a persimmon incident where one of the guys didn't like the other guy at one point.
Oh, I think you've told me that story.
That
Yeah.
was a foot fault situation.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Man,
How far ahead were they from everybody else?
10 strokes. I was just looking at that.
Yeah. So, well, let's see. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at. You know what?
yeah.
Good,
Okay.
good for you, Abe. I'm happy for you, homie.
Abe shot the hot round today.
Abe shot the hot round today.
Nice.
Abe finished 4th, and good for you, Logan Porter. You were my young dude pick at the beginning of the year. You throw well, dude can bomb.
And some other good LR players.
My boy Zachariah Johnson, the only other end of a player I can name besides Calvin, and
He's the only one.
Mike Williamson got him a top 10 finish.
Nice.
Yeah, Mike went in there, did well. Jason Newman tied for 12.
GT Hancock.
Mhm.
GT's in that. Is that? Hold on. Okay, I thought that was Silas Schultz. It's not Silas Schultz.
No.
That's what I was looking at earlier. Okay.
Silas Shell.
He puts out his videos. He's throwing at nighttime somewhere.
For the aesthetics, man.
He does a good job
Yeah.
with this stuff.
No, he edits really well.
What is his t-shirts? The Waffle House shirts? He's got a catchy thing. So, women, Cat played. If Nico was here, Cat played.
Cat did play. Cat did not win.
Cat did not win.
Oh.
No, Katie Belty, who I've gotten to meet. She's a great player. She's out of Oklahoma City, I believe, or actually out of Tulsa.
I know I've covered that name. at one
Bixby
point
is
this
what
year.
her thing says.
Bixby. Okay,
I've been to Bixby.
somewhere there in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've probably, I'm
100%
sure,
have.
in your job, have
Yeah.
had to cover.
I've
some point.
100% typed that name out at one point this year.
Yeah, she's definitely
What
up and
percent?
coming.
100%.
Okay.
I'm gonna now have to go look at every one of his things.
She, shot +1 on. Whoa, yeah, round 3, man. Creekside long, pro longs. She shot one big. She and Kat both did actually. That's great.
What'd that rate?
Let's see.
933.
Nice.
I mean, that's I'd say hell of a round.
Mm-hmm.
Man, and just to put that in perspective, God, what's her Tatar's like 990 or whatever.
She's 994 now. She dropped a little bit.
Has she reached the 1,000 mark? Has anyone yet for the ladies?
Nope.
Okay, so
She'll be
yeah.
in.
I think Paige either got to 998 or 999 at one point, and then Tatar got to 999 this year. I think she'll get it next year though.
Man,
Across like a whole season and a body of work, like she'll get it.
Yeah,
it's hers to not get right. I mean, it's really up to her just not to get bored.
Also, with the way the rating systems works too, is like the higher she goes, she's helping pull everybody's ratings up.
right. Yeah, good point.
My rating wasn't. I shot like a 152 today. I didn't shoot a.
On
I didn't shoot a 58 or whatever. That was my score. I told Mike, I go, God, my round was so bad. I shot a 58. My rating.
Another rating system for you to feel
Mike
terrible about.
shot minus
Yeah, right.
13
Thanks,
and
you
got
just-
a 277 rating.
I don't know what you got to do to get 300. Is 300 supposed to be the new like UDIS 1100?
I guess so. Yeah, I'm not really sure how all the UDisc works out.
And I had to think that they had to build up some stats on these too, right? I mean, they just
Not if they just pull all the previous data.
true. They have it. I mean, I do like UDisc. I don't mind paying for it. I think it's a great app. It's easy to do minis and do stuff like that on real fast.
So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say 169. Keeps going up. Cool.
Nice. Oh, it yours does?
Well, man, I was bummed to not go up to Northwest Arkansas
It's the
Open this year.
best
I usually
weekend
do it
for
every year.
How long?
Oh man, it was a good weekend for it. It was
For
still chilly at
weather-wise.
night, but
Yeah, apparently it's always
warmer than
really bad
usual.
weather.
Yeah, it's usually freezing.
It's
Oh,
usually
yeah, I
the
almost-
first weekend that we get the hard freeze.
Yeah.
I haven't played up there. I played J Beach Junior. That's a great course.
You know, they always do it. There was the Hogs played Auburn yesterday. They do have it. Whenever
did they?
there's a
Did they
game
really
going
play?
on.
Because the game I
Yeah.
watched, they didn't really play.
They scored a
You're-
touchdown.
Yeah, fair. Scored a touchdown.
You were asleep on the couch.
I was not asleep.
Might as well be.
But there's a lot going on up that weekend in
Yeah.
Fayetteville. So it's if you're going to go to Northwest Arkansas Open, start looking for Airbnbs early. But it's a lot of fun because there's just so much stuff to do up in Northwest Arkansas. I love it up there. Don't really want to live there, but I love to visit. So
it's too much winter for me.
it's straight up cold up there in the winter.
Can
yeah,
be, man.
it's a big difference between the 3-hour difference.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We had a lot of our buds played in there. Andrew Hinnebury, Lucas Murray was up there, Jared Offit, all in MA1. Stephen McLaren played in pro. He's starting to branch out. He's playing some pro tournaments now.
Mike's doing that next year, right, Mike?
Yeah. I mean, my thing is I'm trying to play in like the bigger AM tournaments next year.
Sure.
And then after that, I can only have so many excuses.
I mean, you should go in a DGT, man. And
Yeah,
try to
I mean-
get Pro Worlds or AM Worlds.
Yeah,
I mean,
this is gonna be my best chance to do it, so I might as well try.
Pretty sure we used to make fun of Mike a lot for sandbagging. I was like, it's
Understandable.
like, who's this guy, Michael May, that's always winning
Understandable.
these like MA2?
just kicking
I only played 3
everybody's
events
ass.
in MA2.
Huh?
I only played 3 events.
Well,
in
I think
MA2.
you're probably playing AM and minis or something like that too.
I was for a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's probably what it was. We're like, why is this guy playing AMs and minis?
it's well within my right.
Make sure you bring your $5 to give to him, David.
Stop,
You just
man. I don't want people to not show up
It's
because
part-
I'm there.
It's a part-time job.
If
man.
there's ever a mini I'm not going to be at, I will gladly let you
Yeah,
know so you can
announce that.
broadcast it.
I'll probably have double the amount of people show up there. And be
That
like,
would make
yay!
me feel so bad.
Well, let's break the cycle. We'll stop talking tournaments for a minute. Let's talk about some pro tour stuff, and mainly let's talk about it's off season, so a lot of players contracts are up. Some players are looking. Some players are getting signed. Matty O just signed a 4-year.
Controversial video.
Yeah.
We were
Good
told.
for him though.
Good for
Yeah.
him. He deserves it.
That
West
guy's
Side.
on, that guy's on up and up right now.
So
Yeah.
my thing is,
Dude,
if
I
you
mean,
sign West
Great
Side,
signing for West Side.
if you
Of course they
sign
would.
West Side, you're really trilogy, right?
Right.
House of Disc right now.
Yeah, that's right.
House of Disc, is that what they called it?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the
4 more years.
venture capitalist company that bought it over. But
I like that commercial. I thought it was their announcement. I thought it was a good way to
it
do
was
it.
a good one. I didn't see any problem.
mean,
I
it's-
always
I understand
enjoy
why
when
though.
disc golf companies like to step like outside of it. Take a chance, step outside of the box, and try something creative.
Like Ricky's helicopter video that they did.
Yeah, whether it does good or not, at least they tried.
Was it $1 million commercial or something like that?
Probably.
It was for both of them, though, wasn't it?
For
Ricky
he
and
and Kona.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kona did
That worked out well.
the helicopter one too. Hey, it's not always how you play, right?
So sports, that's the nature of sports, man.
No, do you know?
I mean, how many times do you see in NFL where they sign somebody and then they tear their ACL and they're done for?
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, blowing Achilles.
Well, dude, he's
Or get
old as F. I mean,
allegation. Sean Watson.
Reggie Bush. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. Yeah,
man,
Point taken.
that's the nature of a contract. You don't know.
it is the nature of a contract. You're right.
You're betting on past performances and hoping that the future is as good or better.
So, what is a sponsorship to you? Like, what if you're getting sponsored? What do you expect in a sponsorship?
I think that depends on a lot of things. I think it depends on the agreement between you and whatever company you're getting sponsored by. There's probably like low tier levels to it, and then there's high tier levels.
Right.
Low tier could be like we'll send you stuff to rep our brand, we'll send you discs, we'll send you clothes, and you're part of our team. And then obviously you get the high tier where it's like you are like the face of their company, like a Ricky or Paul or even a Kristen for Latitude.
All right. Getting
So-
paid, signing a contract.
Yeah, I think the
that's-
contract is the important word for the sponsorship.
We were having this discussion earlier, actually, and it was all based off of Brody's video.
Brody.
Brody. Blah, 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 blah.
Love you, Brody.
Love you, dude. But yeah, there's a
Love
video
him.
out where he's stated his opinion and about a sponsorship, and I tend to agree with it. There's a lot of it. I think really it comes down to, for me, like just changing the word. One's an ambassador, the other one is signing
That's
a
a good word
contract
for it,
as
yeah.
a sponsor.
That's
Uh,
what that's the word Innova uses is an ambassador.
ambassador.
James Lacey's an ambassador.
If a company just sends like a creator, like say a random YouTube creator just sends them a box full of 10 discs, and they put those discs in their bag and they throw them, they're not sponsored.
Right.
But they got those discs for free. But they're not sponsored. They're not legally obligated to only throw that company or whatever subset of rules are given and agreed upon by the two parties.
Well, they're not sponsored disc golf players, but that particular content would be sponsored by that manufacturer.
Some of them just send them discs, or like, I can relate to the gaming industry. Like, companies will just send out codes, or codes can be discs in a sense, and just be like, hey, this is our marketing strategy to try to get as many eyes on our new product as possible. So that's not a sponsorship.
Yeah, I think what we're really breaking it all down to is the Lone Star thing, and that's what Brody I think was more getting on was how if you're having to spend money to be on the team, like you're not sponsored, is what he was getting into in
It's
his
a
video.
marketing thing.
Yeah, it was a
for
marketing
Lone
thing,
Star,
and
it's
Lone Star
genius.
killed it with the marketing. Yeah,
Yes.
so you can't blame him
Yeah. Like,
Did
they
anybody
do-
ever hear how much you had to pay? I never heard.
for.
I knew it was I knew at Prodigy. Prodigy does the same thing. Street Team's the same thing.
That's what I was going to ask. Is this different than what Prodigy's been doing?
No, they
Did
just-
I miss something?
No, it's really not different.
I think they all do it. I mean, sure, Discraft has like a garbage
They've
man
got-
trash team.
They've got the
Underground,
underground, Discraft
yeah.
Underground.
Oh.
But Lone Star did it just like on just a totally next level.
Yeah.
They,
With the, like the
it's-
quantity or the number?
the-
like,
the amount, yeah.
It was crazy.
And y'all said that somebody put their dog up for it, and
Yeah.
their dog got sponsored by
did.
it.
It's
Yeah.
a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently
Yikes.
signed his dog up to be sponsored by Lone Star Disc and got sponsored.
That's
The dog got
something
sponsored.
with
The
the
second
process.
coolest disc golf dog in the game.
I mean, we were just saying like it must have just been an algorithm, that that email was picked up for a sponsorship.
And maybe a lack of quality checking on that one.
Yeah. But so we have Matty O. He's staying with Westside. There's three big names that are all contracts are up, right? Gannon Burr, Alden Harris, Eagle McMahon. I don't think anybody's done anything yet. I haven't heard, but
Well, I know there's been like some rumors of this is kind of the funny thing with disc golf being as small as it is, but also growing as people start to pay attention to stuff like this. Is Alden joined a Discmania collectors group,
Oh.
and so like that's something that probably 5 years ago nobody would know or care or even think about. But now it's like, well, what are you doing that for, buddy?
Yeah.
So, and then Gannon selling off a whole bunch of his plastic. You see that all over the internet. And then Eagles having surgery, so I have no idea.
Yeah. J-Mo, an opinion?
Nope, sorry, not really.
Well, Wolf?
It's a lot like soccer, I'm sure. Soccer signings are the same way. If of course these guys don't have agents, there's just nobody really working
Some of
hard.
them do.
Well, yeah, some of them do.
Some of
That's
them do.
actually
not like a
becoming
real
business
sports
now.
agent where they're
No,
working
some
so
of 'em
hard
do.
for them and working all these people against each other, putting it out there where Prodigy's gonna sign them for this amount.
No, that's happening.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where?
Why would you hear
Why
about
can I
that?
can where can I see more about it?
Why would you hear about that?
Wait,
Why wouldn't we?
what did you say?
Like Prodigy's offering, let's just say, Prodigy's offering Gannon Bird to resign, this amount, and that's a good manager would do that, and then hopes that Dismany then says, okay, well if that's what they're offering, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
get
have
a
to
counter offer.
right.
Yeah, that stuff's happening.
The guy, God, he does it so well, and for college coaches, he's Nick Saban's guy. I'll have to look it up, dude. That guy is such a master at it, dude.
I bet Matty O would know.
Hell yeah, he would. Tiger Wood, y'all.
Mattio, yeah, no, but so yeah, I think there's a lot of disinformation probably then out there. So to try to get more money, I guess then, is according to Mike.
Well,
so.
I think a lot of it is just it's just behind the scenes stuff. Like public, why would the public need to know?
Think about every other sport, how much we know about contracts. We know everything about NFL contracts when they sign. We know
When they're signed, though, that's the point.
Right.
You don't hear about the back and forth all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, in the soccer world, you do when it's the transfer season.
I mean, you hear rumors. There's always
Right. There's always
rumors.
that's what I'm saying. So I just don't hear as much. But I thought Gannon was going to Dismania. It made sense for him to go last year when Simon was leaving. So
Yeah. I just don't know if Prodigy's going to be able to offer him enough to
What
stay
a
on.
year they had, by the way.
Yeah,
I mean,
great year.
This is a
Because they
roller
have
coaster
Isaac.
year.
Yeah.
They have Isaac Robinson. They have Ezra Robinson. They don't. I mean,
Kevin Jones.
If Alden left,
Isn't that crazy that Kevin's the third name you say now?
right.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Good point.
Is he the third though? I was kind of. I've not even jumping.
I think we
bit.
we just said about 5 names before we
Yeah.
got to sadly Matt
Hey,
or
here's
Kevin.
David Hernandez brought up a good one actually because House of Disc does own the Trilogy companies. Apparently they own Discmania. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
those
own
are new.
Discmania now. Clash Disc as well,
Yep.
Oh,
and
wow.
some others I guess.
Yeah, they're expanding.
So that means that they own Castoplast. So
No, or who does? What's
'cause
her name?
Cast-
Dynamic. The trilogy does. Yeah.
yeah, House of Disc is now like the
Is
the
that their
umbrella
name?
over all
House
that.
of Disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
So he asked how long until that becomes an issue with player contracts, and they do divide that. Trilogy is still Trilogy. Like
Yeah.
you can't just because House of Disc owns all these companies, you can't be a Discmania player and throw Latitude 64, even though I think all that stuff's being made in the same factory. But
I think some of them do that though.
they might have some.
Well, because Ricky
stipulations.
putts with the dagger, right?
Well, yeah,
Yes.
but you can
Well,
do that
so
with
he can do it with-
trilogy.
Oh, you're saying
But-
outside
Yeah.
of that going to Dismania. Sorry, I
like
misheard you.
like a
Yeah,
Discmania
you're
player can't
100%
play
right.
with. Yeah, so it's and a lot of these players are doing what. Well, I think more and more interested in what James Proctor's doing and what Chris Clemens might be doing this year, as he's up for.
Well,
He's
that's the other-
apparently,
that's
yeah.
the other drama. He changed his Instagram handle. I saw that.
Yeah, to DG instead of DD.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I made a graphic. I didn't even notice it, and I made a graphic for him because he's the highest earning lefty on tour, like lifetime. And then I went to go tag him, and when you tag on Instagram, you search like for the handle, and I just typed in DD, and I was like, he's usually the first one that pops up. And so then I typed in Clemonade and saw it was changed, and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Hey.
And to go further than that, a lot of these players are thinking, Clash because of Lemonade with one of their disc names.
That's a great pairing.
They
Yeah.
have at least one good disc.
The
Very.
Very does feel really nice. So they do have really nice feeling plastic.
I wanted to go back to what Dave was kind of asking. I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
So even the holding company is House of Cards or House of Disc or whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
and all these other individual companies, Dynamic and Latitude or Dismania, whoever's a part of it, they're subsidiaries. So they're still looking to make their own revenue, their own income. So I doubt that they're gonna, unless you're somebody incredible that they House of Cards overall wants to have and spread across a couple different manufacturers. When like Clash, for instance, if Clash gets a player, chances of you reaching into another manufacturer's pool is probably very slim. And if it is, it's all going to come down to the equity share of the contract, basically. And like I said, they want to keep they're a subsidiary. They want to make their own revenue, or else House of Disc is going to cut them, basically.
Yeah,
so.
they're all just under one umbrella.
Yeah. So I think it would be very, very rare to see outside of Trilogy or any other already established triplet to have an issue or anything.
All right, yeah. The and that kind of makes sense with the with what some players are doing when they're like James Proctor, for instance. He's Clash Disc. He's also Infinite. He's also Thought Space. So he
Didn't Oakley do that too?
those three.
Yes.
There's only one of those companies is with House of Disc. So it's and Oakley did the same thing. I could see Chris Clemens doing the same thing.
Yeah, he kind of fits right in that same category.
Yeah. And I honestly kind of like that. Gives the players they have to do a little more hustling.
Yeah, you got
As
to
a
provide
player.
your own marketability
Yeah.
there
So
instead of relying on like a team to boost that for you.
or they could all just go with Drew Gibson and finish line discs.
Yeah.
So, which I don't know what he's doing, if he's even like trying to play anymore.
I think he got hurt or something last year, and so he took kind of like the year off.
Yeah.
But I think he's supposed to be back this year.
Okay. Cool.
Hopefully.
Well, thanks for the question, David. That was a good one. Yeah, I'm just really talking out of my ass most of the time on this stuff.
Well, I think the scary part to keep going on with that too is I think what a lot of people are afraid of is just monopolies.
Yeah.
They don't want like one corporation to control everything.
I got the game Texopoly and Grateful Deadopoly in my room if you want to play later.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, all right.
I mean, listen, I mean, Innova and, I mean, Discraft. I mean, Paul's definitely not their big dog anymore. Who's that guy?
Discraft?
Yeah.
Oh, that's another one that's up. Is
James.
Aaron?
Oh,
Gossage.
Gossage.
Goose,
I
yeah.
forget about that. Yeah, he's up, and he's risen his stock quite a bit the last 2 years.
There's a lot of people that are up for new contracts.
Yeah, this offseason might actually be more interesting than we all thought. Because last year we got a whole lot of new signings last year, and so we kind of all thought that this year wasn't going to be as interesting. But there actually is some good talent potentially on the move.
All right, so Wolf, where's Gannon going? What do you think?
Innova. No, Discmania. I mean, it only makes sense.
JMO?
Yeah, I guess if he leaves, just Mania, I guess. I don't really know.
I ain't saying nothing.
Oh, he can't. That's because he can't. I agree. I think that Discmania wanted him last year. I think that was the ace up the sleeve, as Eagle put it at one point. Was that they were going to get Gannon?
I forgot he said that.
Yeah, he did. Like straight up just said, "Hey, we have an ace up our sleeve."
It worked out well, huh?
It did. Prodigy killed everybody this year. So.
But if you're Prodigy, like, you've got to be trying to keep him, right?
Oh, you got to be. But I'm just afraid they can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if you're Prodigy and you could only pick one between Isaac and Gannon, who are you choosing?
Ooh, man, that's a tough one.
That's real tough. I don't even know who I would choose. Because, Isaac's got the 2 majors this year. But Gannon also won 3 times this year.
That's a tough one.
And it's like...
If I was going to start a team, man, for my life, which guy would I use?
Yeah, do you bet on Gannon's potential over Isaac being already a world champion?
I'd stick with Isaac.
That's tough.
Yeah, because I don't think
I don't
Gannon
know
will
if
have
there's a wrong
my.
answer.
I don't think Gannon will have my life's. He's a young dude, so he won't have my life in his brain.
Well, I would stick with Isaac because of what transpired this past year, with all the the legal issues that came about. That was, yeah, I don't know how all that really got going. Whether it was his, something with his mother jumping in
That's
there.
what I heard.
That's what a lot of the story was. But that seems like a headache. Isaac seems very chill, and he seems to be very
Super chill
happy to be
guy.
playing disc golf.
Yeah,
and
but they're good
playing well.
friends too, right? They're all good buds, from everything I've gathered, and
I think those guys will be friends no matter where they go.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm just thinking about more for Prodigy's sake. Who would they
Yeah.
choose? And I would say, if I were Prodigy, I'd stick with Isaac.
I can't argue with that.
All right, Eagle
They're kind
McMahon.
of
Sorry. No, go ahead.
kind of you see those other sports where their off-field antics keeps them from this team or this league or whatever. So kind of it seems like that's being brought in a little bit maybe in this situation.
Yeah, that's kind of where I would go. Where I'd be looking. I'd be looking a lot more, not just at the play. Like we're looking at how is he as far as individual off the course as well, which I'm sure he's just fine.
Yeah.
But
the whole law situation, everything that was just off-field antics basically that came into play on their contract. So
Those are also the problems that as more money gets in there, those are the things you got to look at.
yeah, everything's said and stuff like that. So
they just need to get better lawyers.
Eagle McMahon, his contract is.
He's not going anywhere. We can
yeah.
go ahead and move on. Dude,
It'd
Eagle's
be
not.
exciting if he did, though,
It's
wouldn't it?
not. I mean,
Wouldn't it if he went?
I know nothing about Eagle.
Eagle is not leaving Discmania, man. I
I
think.
was going to Innova.
I think they're
Could
locked
you
in.
imagine Eagle throwing some bosses and destroyers, though? Holy cow.
Oh man, he used to, throw the T-Rex and stuff like
Ooh,
that.
T-Rat.
Colossus.
Yeah, or he'd throw. What is
Colossus.
that thing you've been throwing?
Juggernaut.
The Juggernaut. That'd be the Eagles'
Worst disc
Tour
ever.
Series disc. He'd crack you right in the head with it.
The splice is pretty overstable, and Eagle throws that quite a bit.
That splice is. I have
Splice
one,
is pretty
dumb.
beefy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of likes that stuff.
Who else? Who else is there?
Eagle is Discmania, though, at this point.
Yeah, no, he is.
It
They're all there.
Simon's.
Yeah, man. But clearly MVP and being up north, up there in his neck of the woods, that just makes sense. So
Discmania would be dumb to let him go.
yeah,
Even if he could be hurt for all of next season, they would still it'd be a mistake for them to not
We'll
re-sign
see.
him.
But imagine if he gets healthy and comes back like 90% of the old Eagle. That's scary.
I mean, he had a great season actually this year.
Yes,
so.
he did. Sneaky good.
we'll see if he does what Simon did and learns to throw a little chiller, different lines than just always trying to yam it every time.
I fucking love that story.
Pew,
Pew,
no.
pew, pew. The Simon story,
Yeah, Simon
Go,
Stone's a great
man,
one.
going to MVP and then just killing it. Like so awesome.
That's super cool.
Alden Harris, he's up apparently. Okay. I could see him. If Gannon's going Discmania, I could see Alden going Discmania. They got
Casey White didn't leave with
Simon.
Simon, so
That's
I
a good
mean,
point, yeah.
because
They're
I
pretty
kind
good
of feel.
pals.
I mean, no, I think Alden's his own dude. So, but these guys seem to be like good buzz. They want to maybe. I guess don't matter what they're throwing, they'll still travel together. I'm sure.
100%.
Wouldn't that be funny if all of as a group that Prodigy crew just
Went to
bounces
Discmania.
over to Discmania? 3
Yeah,
years
'cause
later,
Gavin's
they
already
bounce
there.
to wherever else. Yeah, Gavin's there. Gavin started.
Because that's usually all these contracts are for, right? 3 years typically. It's every 3 years or so.
Man, yeah, a couple of these are just like 1 year. Aaron
Contracts
Goss is
vary a
1 year.
lot.
Yeah.
Paul's is 10.
And so is Simon's.
Boom. Yeah. And so is
That's
Ricky's
awesome.
apparently, right?
Yeah, they got to have those 10 years. It's kind of like financing a car. You just keep get more years on there to get those payments
Yeah,
down.
but dude, the Paul contract has already paid itself an insane amount. I would almost bet that the Simon contract has already paid for itself.
Yeah,
I
With the
would be
amount of
willing to-
plastic that
agree.
that guy moves, holy cow.
I mean, I would agree. That Lozado, people love that.
Great disc.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Even Michael likes it.
Yeah, I throw it during glow, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought about putting it in my bag. It's
Ah.
good. It's really good.
I need to put mine back in the bag.
Yeah. Another contract that's going to be interesting when it's up on the FPO side is going to be Kristen.
When is that up?
She signed a 4-year deal.
Oh, that's right.
Two
That was
years
like,
ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, but if she keeps doing what she's doing, I would love to see the numbers that she gets for a big deal.
Hers was just, I think, 500,000 a year. I think, wasn't it?
I thought it was less. I thought it was like 125. I think it was 500 total.
What?
I think.
I do think it was less.
Oh my
Don't
God,
quote
she
me
is
on
worth
that.
so much more than that. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that steal. And that's
No
the beauty
kidding.
of contracts, though, is when you bet on somebody that isn't to the spot that she was now, and then
Yeah.
she blows up. You could even say the same thing with Prodigy and Isaac. They bet on him, and now you're reaping in the benefits.
Yeah, I wonder what
However
his
long.
contract looks like.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. Well,
it'll be fascinating. I hope it's massive.
And there are a couple others that have come up FPO wise. I think Missy Gannon is up. I think Paige is up for a new contract as well.
The Discraft women. I mean, those are both Discraft women.
Yeah, which
Missy
is,
stock's pretty high right now too.
I like Missy.
Yeah, she's
Big money Missy.
yeah, always winning at the big ones. I'm sure there's more. We can jump into that for the next episode as we keep going through this off season.
500 for 4 years.
Damn, yeah, that is a steal.
Yeah.
Chump change.
Yeah, and it,
You know, I hate to say this, I said it today, but man, yeah, you 140 for Chris Clemens and in his career, and freaking homies made 108 this year. Isaac.
Well, it's just the nature of playing good at the right time.
Yeah, I guess you're right, man. And plus, winning a $40,000 championship doesn't hurt to bump them numbers up. Because if not, he's still 60. That's still a good year. I mean,
I mean, Missy's up there in the cash because she wins at
The big
big
ones.
ones, you know.
Yep.
So that's-
so is there like voting for going on or whatever
For
for?
All Stars.
But what about like Player of the Year? Is that who votes on that?
That's also going on. Yeah, I don't know. I think. Don't quote me on this. I think Player of the Year is 50 media and 50 fan.
Because
Or no, 50 media, 50 player. I think is Player of the Year.
when they put those stats up there just blindly of this player A, player B, player C, and player D, man, it's tough to pick who's like a player of the year.
Yeah, who would you pick?
I
wanna have
mean,
that
I mean,
conversation?
honestly, and I know I love him so much, but I just looking at it is Calvin. I mean,
Well, okay, I should have known better before I
no,
answered
and
that question.
that's subjective, or not subjective, because I look at he had how many, like 13 13 or 14 podium finishes.
So, a stat that I heard was Calvin's. Forget it. I think it was Calvin's average. Or no, hang on, I forget it. I forget what it. It was something like Calvin's average finish was Isaac's.
Well,
Great stat.
while you're thinking about while you're coming up with this
Why can I
amazing
not see
stat,
that?
did man Owen look so pretty the other day? I'm looking at Wyman.
Oh, it was Calvin's worst finish was Isaac's average finish.
Oh,
Wait, say that one more time.
Calvin's worst finish of the year was Isaac's average placing.
Oh wow.
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah.
Why am I not letting?
I don't know why that took my
Why is
brain
that not
so long to
registered?
figure out.
Why is that?
It shows that Calvin's worst finish for the entire year was the average placing that Isaac finished throughout the entire body.
Okay,
of
so
work.
oh yeah, then
His
that right
consistency is
there
insane.
alone, yeah, that tells me it's a Calvin.
Hmm.
Quit
But
voting. What are you voting right
depends
now?
on, do you value wins and winning the big ones?
And he did not, and he'll get over that hump eventually. It becomes a tougher hump because of the amount of good players every year. The Cole Redlands and God damn, I always have his name
Right.
up. Sorry, Cole.
That dude's awesome.
Hey, he's a cool kid.
I'm gonna get that. bag, bro.
Wyman's got he's your crush master there. That's
Yeah,
not me.
That kid's he's
It's
awesome.
not me at all.
Kid. I'm actually voting right now.
He is voting. I'm
Who are you
watching him.
voting
Yeah.
for?
Well, let's see. This is for the
Rookie of the year?
2023 MPO Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna have to go with.
You know, I want so listen. I want to do some of this for locally.
Who are the nominees for
That'd be
Rookie of the
cool.
Year?
for MPO Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Chris
Luke
Wolfer.
Taylor, Aiden Scott, Joseph Anderson, Joey Buckets. Joey Buckets, that's that guy.
Jumpman J-Mo. Whoa,
Um,
look at that bad
Hey,
boy.
finally getting some
Jamar
recognition.
Fredrickson, he's the young lefty
Yeah.
in Europe. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, super good.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not
Swedish
that's
player.
not an American name. I gotta figure that
Jake
out.
Wolf, Connor Rock,
Connor Rock and Jake Wolf, American names. Jamar Fredrickson. That's
Miro Reinen, I think is how I say it.
Ruhinen.
There's Daniel Davidson, I know who that is. Jakub Nepik, Elias Lukanen,
Okay.
dang man, it's a lot of
Mari Vilman, he's good.
lot of Euro
There's a
names.
lot of European names, yeah. Like Joel Jensen's in there.
That's a tough one. I don't know who I would choose for rookie of the
I
year.
don't know either. Micah Groth's in there. I know who he is. Zachary Nash is right there.
I mean, the name that jumps out to me is Aiden.
Paul Krantz, yeah. Aiden Scott.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he had a really good finish at Champions Cup, I think.
He
Is
did,
that
yeah.
young, super young looking kid? Like, looks like about 10.
Maybe.
Well, some of these other dudes look like men. I mean, already, but this kid looks like a young kid.
I mean, these are.
He's on lead card on one turn. I forget, but
There's so many.
yeah,
to choose
dang, dude. I mean, how do you get it? Everybody was rookie of the year.
from. I'm going to go with Micah Groth, though, on that.
Who would you choose for player of the year?
Who did I choose for player of the year? Ooh, I don't even think we got to that yet.
Well,
Man,
I don't think there is a fan vote for player of the year.
I'm going to have to. Well, crap.
I could be
That's
wrong.
tough, man. I think Calvin deserves it, yeah. He didn't finish as strong as he wanted to, but.
Yeah.
Uh,
You know what's crazy? Is if Calvin, I think, wins one more event or replaces one of his elites with a major, I think it's like clear cut.
yeah. So what are we looking at now? Isaac or Calvin? Yeah.
Yeah, or Gannon.
Yeah, Gannon's up there.
They have. He's the four. I mean, those are the four faces they always show.
Yeah, I don't. Ricky's not even in that equation for me.
Wow.
He had a hell of a second half of the season,
He did, yeah. Good for him, man.
but
Like, it's. I'm curious to see how all that goes next year with players like Paul and Ricky and just with the strength of field now. It's gonna be
yeah,
Wow.
we're
man.
really gonna know if the Paul and Ricky era is officially over after next year.
Right.
Because you get the Cole Redalians. Did I say it right?
It's
you
better.
did. Good,
Right.
yeah, better.
Riddlin,
Red-
Riddlin,
Red
Cole Riddlin,
Cole Ridlin.
Cole Riddlin,
Redallin.
whatever. Anyways, you get those guys and you get just that top five. You only get five in there, right? So, God, you got to shoot so well because everybody pops off at least once around, right? Or it seemed like there's
Well,
always that one name that pops up there.
The thing is that Paul and Ricky's floor used to be so much better than everybody else's ceiling. Now there's so many guys that can go out there and just have the tournament of their life, and that is eclipsing their floor now.
Yes.
So
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to say. Just
Yeah, well put.
awfully.
Well,
All right.
it'll be an exciting next year. We got one more thing we can talk about because it's definitely cool for putting practice and for wintertime golfing. Wintertime putting practice. Let's say that. Perks Putt is opening on December 1st. So that's awesome.
Nice.
Congrats to Perks and Recreation. That's been a long time coming. You know, they had some. It was just tough. A lot of code can be a pain in the butt sometimes on these old buildings. Downtown buildings are old, and
yeah,
so they got it open, or it's going to be opening up. They're doing next weekend, next Saturday, I think, is the first run.
I saw that.
Yeah, for like 38 people.
Saw it a little late.
I did too. Yeah. So but they're going to be. I think Dan's actually
I
signed
think
up for
Dan
it.
is.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there will be there's a 9-hole putt course upstairs at Perks and Recreation. You probably heard of it, and it's pretty cool. I've seen it. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it'll be really good for hopefully for my putting. But
Is there a lot of like weird, tricky shots to it, or
there are, yeah. It's set up.
So how's that going to help with your putting?
Think about it's obstacles. So
There's a guy about
it's
putting
not
in
going to
the
be like
dark.
some weird damn thing.
Man, at least that's more of a feel. Now I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe I got to hit it off this tree to think to to reenact that.
It's
Well,
not-
I assume
it's-
it's similar to like when you're playing disc golf and you have like a little gap you have to hit. Sometimes that helps you
Yes,
more
there you go.
than anything.
So it is. It's yeah. It's going to be all about like can I hazard my putt over here around this object to get it into the basket, or can I hit this small gap? So it's cool. It's going to be fun. They have a seating area up there. They will be serving beer. So I think that their hours are going to be like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday until 11.
Nice.
Yeah. Sunday, Monday closed.
That's cool.
Cool, man. Go get you a queen at 11 o'clock at night now. A king. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Sword.
maybe?
Yeah.
And it's during winter, so
Yeah, it's a great time for it to be opening up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there will be a putting league that comes out of that, not necessarily on their little 9-hole, but maybe just an actual, just usual putting league.
that'd be cool.
So, something indoors. So, congrats to them. I'm excited to go see the finished product. So,
Yeah, I'll be eager to go check it out too.
all right. Well, you guys got anything else? And well, actually, we can work on getting Eric on the podcast at some point, or someone from Perks that might want to chit chat about it. I don't know, maybe even one of us go there and tap into the feed live from there or something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We can figure something out.
You
guys
go
got
right
anything
ahead.
You guys got anything else?
Nothing
Nope.
from me.
All right. Well, we've been going for 95 minutes.
That's good. Hour and a
So,
half. That's a good
yeah.
deal. We've talked a lot of disc golf.
We did.
That paying you a little bit.
Man, I really feel like this show's more about sidebars, and I was good tonight, being the first one. So, but no, it's fun to listen to people talk about disc golf.
Hey, all we got to do is just throw the tangent in and we'll go with it. Like,
Yeah,
that's how
no,
it
I
usually rolls.
can't. I'm tangentity. Anyways,
You seem tired tonight.
no, I'm fine. No, I'm good. I'm just playing chill wolf. Anyways, but thanks for everybody who joined us, and however many that may have been. I don't really doesn't matter. Got 5 watching now, so
Yeah, we had like up to 8 at one point.
so I we appreciate that.
Gotta grow.
It's a starting point, and we'll continue to do it. Got nothing else to do and enjoy it. So, I mean, how often do you get Mike and Jesse in the same room together to talk disc golf? So it's amazing.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you for being on, JMO.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks to Dan.
Yeah.
Where he's in there.
Thanks for the garage.
Well,
Thanks for setting up the garage.
yeah,
The studio, I mean.
Yeah. So, but thanks for everybody who joined us, and as always, be kind to others. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. I mean, that's just pretty much it.
Indubitably.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you guys. And
Do we have to hit stop,
Oh,
Mike? You
hold
actually
on,
have
let's
to get
see.
it.
Need this on the record. Hold on.
So good luck, don't suck.
Here's one thing. David Hernandez did say, need this on the record. Silva Saarinen is the FPO Rookie of the Year. She's the one who will eventually challenge Kristen consistently for one reason. She can putt. Okay.
On the
Yeah.
record.
If you could get her and Evelina combined, they would form one mega disc golfer.
Hang on. Another hot take. If Evelina and Henna could putt, we probably don't know who Kristen Tatar is the way that we know her now.
Evelina,
Hey, that's a good, yeah,
Wow.
you're right.
Evelina throws so well, man.
Evelina is the best thrower in
She
FPO,
is.
and it's not close. She just can't putt to save her life.
Obviously not.
She
We've
can.
seen the videos.
All right. Well, thanks everyone.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye.